Hey there, it's Joe with Sonic Disruptive. How are you? I'm pretty good. Now, this list I'm about to do here was brought on from a place of hate. And I know I should not be provoked. I should not be triggered like this. But I do get that way sometimes. So, and it all started from I just happened to stumble upon a ranking of Five Finger Death Punch albums. Now, okay, I understand we all have bands that we dislike. We all have bands that are blind spots to us and we just don't understand. Like, why? Death Finger, Five Finger Death Punch is one of those bands for me. Like, I get nothing about that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing about their music that makes me say, oh, yeah, I could see why people would like that. No, not. But hey, if you love them, that is awesome. That is great. But personally, I just never understood it. And that got me to thinking of some bands that are kind of forgotten about that were actually good, actually really good. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do a series of bands. I'm kind of going back to the 80s. Yeah, don't stop it because there's good stuff here. There really is. And going into some of my favorite artists that I feel have been forgotten about, have been cast aside, and people think, oh, yeah, I remember that song, but that is it. Not even knowing that, hey, maybe they are still making great music today. And that's my point. There are bands that are great. There's these bands like Five Finger Death Punch. Okay, what? I don't know. They've been around for a while. Great, do their freaking list, whatever. But don't ignore some of these bands. And the band I'm starting with on my back to the '80s rankings are Living Color. Living Color are a band that I feel has been forgotten about. And well, it's partially their problem. It's partially their fault. I admit it because they take a long damn time in between their albums lately, or for a long time actually. And maybe they'd be more kind of front of mind if they put out music more regularly. More regularly, I would agree with that. But such a killer band with absolutely killer musicianship, originality, originality. That's what I feel like some of those bands like Five Finger Death Punch, if I haven't already mentioned them, don't have. None. No originality. Nothing. Living Color? Yeah. So I'm going to rank their albums, and there's not many. They've been around for a long damn time. Their first record was in '88. Now, I'm not good at math, but I know that 6 albums from '88 to 2020 is not a lot. Anyway, let's go over their 6 records. And I'm going to rank them. And I haven't come across any Living Color rankings. I'm sure they're out there. I didn't search for them, but I've never popped across it. Um, so I might be breaking, not making, I might be breaking new ground here. Yeah, I doubt it. Anyway, this list is going to be very odd if you know anything about Living Color. Because at number 6, I'm starting with 1988's groundbreaking Vivid. Vivid is a great record. Great record. Absolutely killer from start to finish. There's very few weak points. There's no weak link in this album at all. And yet it's at number 6. This list for me was incredibly hard. after digging through their material, it was so difficult because their material is so strong. And while Vivid is very good, I felt that it's obviously not as good as the other stuff. That's why I put it at number 6. Otherwise, I would have put it higher. Great, like um, Open Letter, so good, so good. Obviously, the song everybody knows is called "A Personality," right? If you know anything about Living Color, that's the song you know. And my worry is that some people are like, "Oh yeah, they're that one-hit wonder band who had that one song." May have been their only hit, but it's not their only damn song. They got a lot of freaking songs, and they're all, most of them, even better than that. But a great song. The record is fantastic, but it's at number 6. Number 5 is 1990's Time's Up. That one was going to be a lot higher. It really was. Time's Up, from the moment it came out, from the moment I listened to it, it really opened my ears to new things. This is 1990. This is my senior year in high school, but I don't think I had ever heard jazz mixed with hard rock in that fashion before, so blatantly, so obviously. Vernon Reid is a great guitarist. He's got one of those styles that is instantly recognizable. You can hear his sound. You listen to 5 seconds and you can pick out that that's Vernon Reid. That's the mark of a great guitar player, my friends, is that being able to identify somebody. And this person with no muffler keeps driving by this hotel. It's pissing me off, man. Pissing me off. Anyway, where was I at? Vernon Reid, great guitar player, man. And there's a lot of segments. There's a lot of jazz influence and some fusion mixed in with a funky heavy metal vibe that is more risky, shall I say, more expands the boundaries further than Vivid did, in my mind. It's got some great tracks on that song, on that album. It really does. Now we're already up to number 4 because there's only 6. This is it came out in 2009, The Chair in the Doorway. Great record, great record. Very heavy. This one was I'd say a bit heavier. I think they tuned down further on some of these, and like a song like Out of Mind has some of the heaviest riffs you'll ever find in Living Color. Really good, really strong and interesting material here. They just do what they do, and they make interesting music that is unconventional, it's out of the box, and very strong. But at number 3, we're going to go with 2017's their latest released, Shade. Great record. Shade, one of the best records in 2017. Living Color, Shade. Who Shot Ya? They did a cover of Biggie, Who Shot Ya, and it was just magnificent. So good. I think there's 2 or 3 covers on there. They're all great. They have a way of being able to make somebody else's song their own. They completely rearrange it, and it's almost not recognizable. So good, though. You got Program is my favorite song on this. So good. It's anthemic, it's interesting, the lyrics are thoughtful. Everything about that song is absolutely killer, fantastic. There's freedom of expression that's good. There's blackout. There is, oh man, they do a. I'm blanking on it. They do a. I can't think of it right now. Do I have it wrote down? Of course, I did not. I didn't. Anyway, it's a old blues song, and it kills. They rip it apart, man. It's an old Robert Johnson song. Yeah, absolutely amazing. But this record is completely killer. If you haven't listened to it, this record, and again, if you haven't listened to this band, listen to them. I command you or ask you nicely to check them out. So good. That brings me to number 2, and it is 2003's Kaleidoscope. Um, Kaleidoscope to me is like a mix between kind of their second record, which is Time's Up, and the third record, which was Stain, which we haven't got to yet, which may give a little something away here. That was in 93. It's kind of a blending of the two, but it is so diverse, expansive. There's like 15 songs on this thing. It's long. Some people bitch about long records. Oh, I don't want to. If you don't like a song, skip the damn song. I prefer to have, I would like to have 20 songs, and I'll skip the songs I don't like because some of those songs that some people don't like, I may really enjoy. So put all 20 on. I'll skip the ones I don't like. It's not hard. It's pretty damn easy. You can just skip them. If you don't like a song, you can easily skip and go on to the next one. I don't know why people complain. So it's got 15 songs on it, and there might be maybe there's a couple filler songs. There's a couple interludes, kind of instrumental type dealies. But this is all over the place. It is powerful. It's schizophrenic. It is just diverse, and it is so good. Funk, jazz, metal, all combined into this glorious mix that is Living Color. A absolutely phenomenal killer record, and this is a return. They were gone for 10 years. Their previous one was in 93, and they just went away. Didn't know if they broke up, if they were completely done, but they rejoined and had a reunion, and in 2003 this is what they came up with, and it is a phenomenal record. And that brings me to number 1, 1993, Stain. For me, this was a time, yeah, 1993, the landscape of music was definitely changing, definitely going through a transition, and Living Color was no different in some ways. They kept a lot of their stylistic approach. They still incorporated a ton of jazz influence. They incorporated a lot of fusion. But yeah, it was different. It was weird. It was just, you're different. And some people didn't like it, man. But I thought this record, and I still think this record is genius. Everything on it. There's nothing bad on it. It is, again, it's expansive, it's diverse, it goes from extreme to extreme. Um, I just think this one, let me look at some of the songs on this. Go Away, Ignorance is Bliss, Leave It Alone, Mind Your Own Business. Postman was awesome. Nothingness, This Little Pig is heavy as hell. Wall. Yeah, from start to finish, this record is amazing in my book. I know it. Some people did not like it as much because they thought maybe they're getting a little grungy, but it's not grunge. It's just really interesting fusion, hard rock, metally, with an R&B touch to it thing. Hard to explain, but such a great record. Very original, very different, and um, genius, like much of their music. So there you have it. That is my ranking of Living Color albums. This is one of those bands where you can't go wrong. Number 6 is almost as good as number 1 in my book. They're all like that. It's like there's nothing like, whoa. It's all kind of, well, that might make it seem like it's in the middle. It's all at the top, but just staggered just a little bit. Fantastic band. And if you haven't given them a shot, if you haven't checked them out, if you've only heard, their one song and you think, well, yeah, that's a cool song. Wonder whatever happened to them. Just look them up, dig the music up. You're going to find so many hidden gems. It'll make your head spin. Great band. And thank you for watching. See ya.